What is going on, YouTube guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. It is your boy Pokestocks, and in today's video we're going to be rating all of these Sword and Shield sets to invest in. Disclaimer right here, for the month of August. I'm not going over which ones would be best long term. I'm not going over that, guys. I'm talking about more specifically the month in August. So keep that in mind when watching this video, because I'll be putting some sets in some slots which might seem a little bit different, but keep in mind, guys, this is for the month of August. So remember that, please, and thank you. Now, of course, guys, I gotta go ahead and plug the Discord. If you want to be part of a community, then go ahead. This is exactly where you should come, because, you know, I love to say this, and putting my YouTuberness aside, it's just more so about, you know, talking to other people with the same interests. It's very, very nice, and if you guys want to be part of something like this, then go ahead. Link in the description. Yo, another Gengar, bro. What? Oh, no, that's kind of scary. And, of course, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, so please take this for your own advice and do your own research. Please and thank you. Let's hop into this video. So this is gonna be kind of interesting because I'm gonna say this one more time, guys. This is for the month of August, so please remember that. Obviously, theoretically speaking, Evolving Skies is one of the best investments of all time, but you know, it might be a little bit of a different spot in this just video. So let's hop into this. We first up on those guys have Chilling Reign. Now, if you're gonna look at Chilling Reign as a set right now, it tends to be I don't know, it's just one of those sets that it's strong, it's good, and it has been performing pretty well. You know, for example, if we look at the booster box, guys, you know, we look at the past month, it's called neutral. Past year, it's done its dues. Just like every Sword and Shield set, it's pumped very, very high. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, when we have sets, guys, you know, like Chilling Reign, for example, that just go very, very high in the market, they tend to do pretty well long term. Now, for August, guys, I don't think Chilling Reign's going to do that well. I think it's going to be like every other set in terms of just how they're going to be growing. So if I had to throw a prediction out there, or if I just had to sort of say where I think this is going to be going, should you be pouring your money into this? Should you be, oops, open the wrong one. Let me clear that out for you guys. Should you be pouring all of your money into Chilling Reign right now for the month of August? I would say it's mid. It's nothing to go crazy about. You can go ahead and stack up on it now if you want to. It's just nothing I'm currently looking into as of right now. Next up, we have Evolving Skies, and this, my friends, is going to be the one that might be a little bit controversial, and I want you guys to hear me out if whatever I do explain. I'm still debating what I want to rate this. I know a lot of you are saying, put it in, grab now, grab now. I agree with you. Is it just the right play to go for the month of August? Well, let's take a look at Evolving Skies. If we look at the past month, you know, we've seen numbers do very, very well. We're up 13%, guys. For an Elite Trainer box from such an old set, you know, it's very, very strong, right? This thing is going to do very, very well. We sort of know that. Look at the booster box past month. Up 10%, so it's continuing to grow. The Umbreon VMAX right now, I do not know why it's still gathering data. However, guys, well, it's near mint work. Okay. Yeah, it's a weird graph to look at, guys, right now, to be completely honest. If we look at the past year, it's done its dues, done very, very well. It climbed very, very high and then came all the way back down. Signals are having a little bit of a different mark right now in terms of older product. But, you know, Evolving Skies does not need a lot of talking. It's sort of asking about, like, 151. Like, you know what 151 is going to do. Now, for the month of August, I do think Evolving Skies, I'll put it in there, guys. I'll put it in the grab now, because if you do have the funds for it and you do have the money, I do think that it is hands down a very, very solid investment still. You know, we're still seeing it grow very, very high, and there's really no reason for it to slow down, especially saying there's a lot of guys, a lot of bullish people right now in the Evolving Skies community, which is a good thing. That means there's a lot of optimism for this set. If I had to put a prediction on it, by the end of August, you know, I do think booster boxes will probably be at a market price of around 2,300. I still know we're still having some sales, you know, right now for like 2,200. With 2,480, 2,500, 2,300. So it's really important. I know a lot of people are predicting that this would be like a $3,000 box by the end of August and shit. I'm like, dude, that's not going to happen, because there's other listings. TCG Player is just one of them. We still have eBay, etc. And I went to a card show yesterday. I ended up seeing one of these guys go for $2,300. So it didn't go for a lot in terms of, you know, how much a lot of people are expecting. But Evolving Skies is still a very, very solid set right now for the month of August. I still see it to be one of the stronger few. Now let's talk about Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike, woohoo, fun. This is going to be so exciting, guys. Fusion Strike, my friends, is a set I don't like, and I have a little bit of a bias towards it. The reason I don't like this set is because it pumped extremely high for no reason. I mean, I understand that we have a Gengar, an Espeon, and a Mew, but you know, something like Evolving Skies, we knew it was going to do really, really well, right? We knew that set was going to hit the extremely high prices, but something like Fusion Strike that pumped it very, very high for really no reason, guys, makes no sense to me. I do not know why the graph is not loading, but to sort of explain that point to this box, we've actually seen the box come down. It was approaching 800. Now we're on the slow down to 727. Just a little bit of a throw out right there. My thought, I thought Fusion Strike would be doing as well as, like, you know, Lost Origin and Brilliant Stars. I was not expecting it to do this well. I still find it very, very interesting. But anyway, going over August, guys, we're seeing actually prices fall a little bit. You know, the booster box right now is almost down $80 from its all-time high. Do I think you should throw all of your money into Fusion Strike right now? I really think you should be slowly analyzing this set and not be pouring in too much into it. You know, if you have 800 for a booster box, maybe look to throw that into Evolving Skies, which you know is going to consistently do well month after month. So just to go ahead and summarize, guys, I do have a lot of sets, so unfortunately I can't spend all the time, most likely like a minute, 2 minutes on each one, because I'm going to be here for a long time if I do like 10 minutes on each set. So keep that in mind. I am going pretty fast. I think Fusion Strike is sort of a mid set right now for the month of August, guys. Keep that in mind, please. I have to repeat that because I think a lot of you are going to forget, and I'm going to get a lot of comments saying, well, Pokestocks, Fusion Strike is going to be very well. I understand, but this is August. So next up, we have Brilliant Stars, and ooh, I'm very, very excited to talk about this set because a lot of you know I glaze this set. If you're a returning viewer, I love it. And the main reason, guys, the main reason why I glaze this set is because it's so affordable right now. You know, we still have the Pokemon Center ETB at a very flat price of $150. We still have the Chase card, guys. It just broke $200. I mean, it was having a market price of like $199, so it was still under $200. And the booster box is still at a very good price. But the main reason, you know, why I love this set, and I'm going to say it again, is because it has a very, very strong trainer gallery. What I mean by a very strong trainer gallery is that these cards, guys, have a lot of potential, like way more potential than you might think. We have an Umbreon VMAX, for example, which is a very, very strong Pokemon. I actually went yesterday. I don't know if you guys can hear all the slabs I'm holding, but I picked up a PSA 10 copy of the Umbreon VMAX because I know, you know, I bought it for $150, bro. Really, an Umbreon VMAX PSA 10 2025, $150. That sounds fake. That's why I picked it up. We have Sylveon, Arceus, Mimikyu, a Charizard Chase card. It's a very, very nice set. So I think this is something you should be really looking into. And I don't know when, but I do think Brilliant Stars will have a massive pump. I do think as this is a grab now product for Sword and Shield. You know, Sword and Shield's becoming a lot older, right, than it used to be. So it's not as cheap or not as affordable as it used to be, right? It is getting expensive. It has become expensive, but it still has that that big throw-in that you guys can be pouring a lot into it. And I do think it deserves that. Next up, we have Silver Tempest. Now, same premise here, guys. Silver Tempest, in my opinion, fits Brilliant Stars. You know, we have a very, very strong set. It is a little bit tad more expensive right now than Brilliant. You know, we have the Pokemon Center having a market price of $200, while Brilliant Star had a market price of $150. We have the booster box approaching, you know, $400. I mean, kind of interesting. Booster box is cheaper than Brilliant Stars. It's an interesting market, but Silver Tempest sort of mimicking, guys, Brilliant Stars right now. Very, very same premise right here. You know, we got a very strong trainer gallery. Brilliant Stars, in my opinion, is a whole lot better, though, because we got a lot more evolutions in it than we have here. But same thing, same premise, guys. You know, of course, I can't spend all the time on this. But, you know, for the month of August, I do think this is still a solid investment. I do think Silver Tempest is one of those few that has a lot of potential. Now, Champion's Path. Oof, I don't know why people are sleeping on this set, because it's one of those few sets, guys, that has not seen really any growth since we started this Pokemon hype. I mean, if we look at the Elite Trainer Box, guys, for example, it's only gone up 33% and really has not seen a lot of crazy movement since the Prismatic hype. You know, when Prismatic hype, you know, came out, guys, every single set, literally every single set across the entire Pokemon board went very, very crazy. But Champion's Path stood still. And I went ahead yesterday, picked up my first ever Champion's Path ETP at the cart show. No regrets at all in doing that. Very happy. Still find this product, guys, extremely cheap. And no matter, you know, I feel like there's two sides to Champion's Path. It's either you're really bullish on it or you don't give a blank about the set. I'm very bullish on this set because what's going on right now, guys, and I said this previously in my past videos, that we're going through a very interesting market where we're seeing a lot of sets just skyrocket, sort of in a predicted way, right? Celebrations is a great example of that. That set was very, very cheap and then exploded. August, we don't know what the set of the month is going to be yet. I can't guarantee you that either. But we have a few guys, you know, Champion's Path, Pokemon Go. Those sets are still very, very affordable that have not yet exploded. So I do think Champion's Path is a pickup, guys. And hear me out. Regardless if you're bullish or not bullish on this set, just remember that it is hands down one of the best Elite Trainer boxes aesthetically that we've gotten. A Charizard VMAX set is hands down very, very cool. And this is a Charizard set. So Charizard sets usually tend to do very, very well protectively, where you're not going to lose investments on this. You're going to see Champion's Path continue to grow. It's been up 33% since the past year. So it's obviously still seeing growth. It's not gone down. And just for, I would love to put it in grab now, but I know a lot of you are kind of in the middle, so I'm going to put it in still solid, whatever that means for you. In all honesty, I'd probably move it up to here, but just due to the fact that I'm going to have a lot of mixed viewers on it, that's my point. Shining Fates, guys, Shining Fates, dude, this set, man, gets a lot of freaking hate, and I don't know why. I mean, we're having just so many of like these sets that have a lot of potential. Spelled Shining Fates wrong. Right now, if we currently look at the set as a whole, guys, we still have the Elite Trainer box, bro, under $90 for a market price. We have the Top Chase under 100. We have Paldean Fates. We have Hidden Fates, guys, hitting extremely high numbers, and this set has not moved. And I get it. It's not as strong as those others, right? Because they did very, very weak in terms of in the artworks, right? We just have the Charizard, theoretically speaking. We don't have a lot. But guys, come on. This set is like so cool, bro. I mean, it's a Shining set. It's from Sword and Shield. There's nothing you could go wrong with that. The fact that this set is still very, very cheap still surprises me, and I don't know why. And I think you should actually be pouring a lot into it. It's the same thing, guys. Following Champion's Path, you're either really bullish and you're not. But here's what I could tell you. You know, if we saw Celebrations do very, very well, what makes this set not able to follow that? So, like that should answer your question. I do think Shining Fates is a grab now product because we're seeing a lot of Shining product, guys. A lot of shininess, like a lot of shiny Pokemon do very, very well. And it's just up there, bro. And I think this was really underrated, guys, in terms of pricing. Next up, we do have Battle Styles. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because it's one of those few sets, guys, that has how should I say this? It has its potential, but it really doesn't. And what I mean by that is the Tyranitar is what carries this set. If we didn't have a Tyranitar, guys, in this set, I do think the set would hands down be the worst set in Pokemon history because there's really nothing else much to it. But I do think the Tyranitar is a very, very product that saves it. You know, if I had to be completely honest, if we didn't have a Tyranitar, I would put it in the cell now. But because we do have a Tyranitar and because we do still have the set at a very solid price, guys, we still have booster boxes at 200. And, you know, hear me out. I do want to make it pretty clear, guys, that this is very important to remember. You know, someone asked me in my last video, or not last video, I was actually watching another video. Base sets, right? Base set booster boxes. Rebel Clash. I'm naming a few, right? Those sets are really, really bad, but you have to remember that in order for everyone to complete a whole era of a booster box, they're going to need that Rebel Clash. They're going to need that Battle Styles. So these tend to become collector's items, and that's something a lot of us forget, right? Regardless of the set quality, there's always that collectorness of it, right? Everyone's going to need a Shining Fates. Everyone's going to need a Battle Styles. Everyone's going to need a this or that in their collection in order to complete it, right? So just like people like completing master sets of, you know, 151, people also like completing master sets of entire eras. And booster, you know, these tend to be really, really well. So theoretically speaking, guys, there should be no ever booster box. There should be no ever set that gets a F plus, because that shouldn't really be a thing. I do think that Battle Styles is a stinky poop set in terms of how it is for August. I have to remember that this is August, by the way. I don't think, guys, I sort of forgot. Shit. I've sort of went off the video premise right now. I almost did. But, you know, for the month of August, to go back to what I was saying, I do think it's not a bad investment, guys. I do think that, you know, it's going to continue to see slow growth. I don't think you should be pouring a lot into it. But remember, going back to what I was saying, it is, you know, maybe buy one box. Just have it to sell it eventually when anyone needs it. Now let's go to Vivid Voltage. I love this set because I almost got myself a PSA 10 copy of the Pikachu VMAX yesterday, but I was almost going to overpay, and I really didn't want to. How I almost overpaid, guys, is it was a PSA 10 copy. I believe it was going for like 300, kind of expensive. Off the torn a little bit. Now, for the month of August, guys, I do think Vivid Voltage will see a lot of growth. And why I think so, guys, is because think about Surging Sparks, for example, right? This is a very, very replicated set. I know comparing it to Surging Sparks, I said that last time, I got a lot of hate. Let me rephrase what I'm saying. It's sort of a replication, right? It's not exactly like Surging. I understand it is a bit worse, but it still has that same premise. And this is a very old set from Sword and Shield. And the fact that it's still very cheap, you know, in the month of August right now, $225 a box, dude, it's a very good pickup. So I think this is totally something you should be looking into. And I do think it's still a solid investment, guys, for the month of August. You know, picking up older booster boxes, guys, for a very good price is not bad. And as I was saying earlier, right, comparing it to what I was saying, people are going to need this stuff, right? So remember that. Let me just change my song really quick, guys. Sorry, chat. Just give me 1 second. Okay, let's go back to the video. So yeah, it's sort of my take on Vivid Voltage. Now let's talk about Lost Origin. Lost Origin is a very pumped set already. I think for the month of August, it's already done very well. I mean, look at that. Boom. It's already doing very high. We're shooting up 7%. And guys, for a $500 product, 7% is a lot of movement. So I think we're gonna have a very strong month for Lost Origin. As of course, guys, singles are completely different. But you know, in terms of like the Elite Trainer box, for example, etc., you know, we're seeing a very strong growth. And I don't think Lost Origin is gonna slow down. So for the month of August, I could probably see booster boxes, just how they're going right now, probably hitting 600. So I do think this is still a solid, not a grab now, because it's not like you're not going to double X your money. You just know you're going to make profit. So keep that in mind. Of course, you could probably put into grab now if you debate, but that's sort of my take. We're getting pretty close, guys, to the end. Next up, we have Sword and Shield base. Now, I'm not going to go too much into depth. I mean, I might not even look it up. Frick yeah, I have to look it up. The main reason I didn't want to look it up is just because, like, I know what the set contains, and just like every other base set, they're very similar. Now, I do think this set was very underrated back then, and the reason I bring it up is because no one ever buys base set cards or base sets because they are very weak in terms of the chases. But going back to what I was saying, everyone's going to need a battle styles. Everyone's going to need a Sword and Shield base in order to complete the era collection. So I think if you are going to be investing into Sword and Shield in the month of August, here's what I could tell you. I would highly recommend just grabbing the booster box or the ETBs, and that's about it. It's nothing too crazy to go about, and it's just like a mid product. It probably won't see the best growth. It's not going to be a set of the month. Let me just say that. It's definitely not going to be a set of the month of August. It definitely won't be set of the month for September or anything. It's just going to be one of those few products that is just going to continue to grow, guys. You know, Sword and Shield, that's what Sword and Shield is right now. It's becoming just an era that's growing. Next up, we have Crown Zenith. Now, Crown Zenith, this is going to be fun. If we look at the set as a whole, if we look at the Elite Trainer box, for example, we're up 5%. And if you're currently looking at the top chase card, guys, near mints, we're currently up 6%. So, I mean, this set as a whole is Crown Zenith, bro. I mean, there's really no other explanation to it because we know, guys, that Crown Zenith is one of those few sets that did very well back then. And I think, you know, it already got its crown. We already can crown it one of the best sets from Sword and Shield in terms of having that value. But if I had to really put my take on August, guys, I think it's just going to be still a very solid set to go for, right? I mean, I don't think we're going to have it be that bad of an investment. Now, I do want to make it pretty clear, if you guys are watching this video via stream, I do know a lot of people like rotate them, you know, Silver Tempest like goes first for the still solid list. I don't really do that. Just keep this in mind. Like, I'm not saying all I'm saying right now, guys, just like whatever you see is what you see. So yeah, take that. I know some of you guys are understand what I mean, some of you might not. So yeah, Crown Zenith gets that. Let's talk about Rebel Clash. Rebel Clash, bro. This set, man. Rebel Clash. I mean, I still find this set just really stupidly crazy because there's nothing like besides this video, guys. This set is hands down one of the worst sets we've ever seen, ever. They did horribly on this set. I can't believe it that this set even exists, to be honest with you guys, because it's crazy to me. If you look at the booster box, for example, you know, we're currently up 3%. There's not a lot of movement though, guys. So again, of course, it's still a set people need to complete their whole master, whatever, but it's still just not a set you should be looking into, bro. It's a very, very low buy volume set, and if you're a vendor, the only reason you're going to be end up selling this Rebel Clash booster box is for someone who needs it for their booster box collection. That's it. That's all. And that's all I'm going to say. So for the month of August, I don't think that's seeing much growth. Now, Astral Radiance, guys, is falling back on the premise of, Lost Origins, Silver Tempest, and it just keeps repeating itself. I do think that Astral actually could see a lot of potential growth this month because we still have Pokemon Center ETBs below 130 for a market price. We still have the chase card, guys, at 150 or below 150, I'm sorry. So I still do think there's a lot of potential right now. And I do think Astral Radiance, in terms of the month of August, is still a very, very solid way to go. A lot of you might be thinking I might put the set in mid or stinky poo-poo, but because Astral Radiance has a very, very good premise behind it and is still very, very cheap, guys, regardless, of pricing, I do think it has a long way to pump, man. And I definitely could see Astral Radiance being one of these sets that could see a set of the month this year. I mean, in all honesty, we don't have a lot of months left, but it could be a set of the month for August. Celebrations. Let's talk about this. If I were to do this video last year, guys, last month, Celebrations would definitely be a grab now because that set is just pumped so high, and I can show you guys. We see the Celebrations Pokemon Center ETB pump nearly almost. We can round it up to 40%, right? From 240 up to 360. Very, very high growth right now. And if we look at the past year, guys, just look at that massive spike we've had. It's crazy. From July to August 1st, very, very good growth. Now, I think for Celebrations for the month of August, I think we're still going to see it grow very, very strong. But here's my overall take on it, guys. Do I think this is still something you should be putting all your money into? Not so much. I do think it's still a solid, and the reason I'm not putting it in grab now is because the people who grabbed it, guys, in July, right? Those are the real winners, right? I'm not saying, remember, guys, this is for the month of August. I got to keep repeating that because it's very important to get off track. It's not important. It's easy to get off track thinking about, the potential on these sets long term. I should probably do a long-term video for Sword and Shield. I think this list will look completely different, and I think I would have a lot of sets at a different tier list if I do that. But keep in mind, this is for August. Now, Darkness Ablaze, I'm not going to be looking this set up because it's really the same premise, guys, of Rebel Clash, of Sword and Shield base, of Vivid Voltage. I do think it's a mid set. The only reason I'm putting Vivid Voltage above Darkness is because Vivid Voltage is more affordable in terms of pricing for booster boxes, and Darkness Ablaze, guys, has that very, very weak chase card, while we do have Vivid Voltage having that Pikachu Rainbow, which is something that's totally different, right? Pikachus in the chase card of a set tend to be very, very well. Now, lastly, guys, we have Pokemon Go. Now, I know, we're saving the best for the last. This is going to be hands down the most controversial part of this video because I'm not a lot of disagreement and agreement right here. But I do think Pokemon Go, guys, is a grab now product, and I do have evidence to back this up. The only reason why I would say you should grab Pokemon Go right now is just due to the fact that we are approaching the 10-year anniversary of Pokemon Go as a game. We also have a very, very strong set quality. I know that we don't have a lot of it, but we do have a very good strong set quality. We have a Mewtwo alternative art. We have a Dragonite. We have a Mewtwo V-Star. We have a Gold Mewtwo V-Star. We have a Dragonite V full art. We have Pokemon, guys. Another reason we have a Pokemon Go Pokemon Center. Let me rephrase that. Pokemon Center ETB still under, guys, 120. We have regular ETBs, guys, under 100 right now. And this set is still very aesthetically pleasing. I mean, we have a Pikachu tin, guys, with a Pikachu on it. It looks like a freaking birthday Pikachu right now, which is very, very nice as well. And that set is very, very strong. I really do think it's underrated. And if I had to put my prediction on it, I do think this will get set of the month this year. When will that be? I do not know. But guys, just remember that Celebrations was in this exact same boat. When we saw Celebration prices be very, very cheap and affordable, and then we saw it skyrocket. Same thing with Pokemon Go. I do think that it is very, very cheap right now and could have a lot of potential. Now, of course, that is my prediction. That is my guess. I cannot guarantee you that. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video and you do enjoy this list. Now, let me know what you agree, disagree with me. Of course, I know not everyone's going to agree with this list 100%. There's always going to be, one thing I did wrong, 5 things I did wrong, or the whole list. But keep in mind, guys, this is for August, and this is what's really, really good potential. I think I do want to summarize it. I do think if make every video of this, I think Evolving Skies will always take the number one spot all of the time, because it's just one of those few sets that you know is going to keep growing, 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 keep growing. And I do think, by the end of 2025, guys, we're going to have Evolving Skies probably at 5,000-6,000 a box, probably 4,000 to be more safe, but 5,000-6,000 on a more bullish scale. But yeah, this is my list. I hope all of you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video, chat. Peace out.